Yay! It looked like I am live. So I just wanted to share something really cool. I had a conversation yesterday with my favorite marketing person who's helping me with my website and everything. And she asked me a really great question. So she wanted to know what's been going on since last time we spoke together. And I answered her, you know what? I had actually been thinking of how I can talk to my audience in a better way because I realize that how I was teaching and how I've been doing things, they haven't been wrong, but they haven't been fully the experience I had. And when I first signed up with the coach, I told her it was with Bob Proctor. And it wasn't him who was facilitating to me, but it was his company. But I joined calls like the inner circle with him and other calls with him. So he was my coach. And what I liked about him was that he was speaking from the heart. And he wasn't telling me what to do, who I was, or what kind of paradigms I had, and that I needed to go and fix myself. And after he passed away, there was many other coaches in that company who had the kind of attitude of like, is something wrong with you? Not that they were saying it, but they were installing different paradigms where I felt like a failure because I didn't sign up hundreds of clients, but one or two a month. And sometimes I didn't sign up a client a month. And I started feeling like that little girl when I was growing up who didn't get it. And it kind of broke why I came into this community. And the more I kind of stepped away from those aggressive coaches, because they weren't basically right for me. I just want to make that clear. They weren't right for me. And when I stepped away and started to trust my voice and seeing, like, you know what? My shift happened fast just with me allowing it to happen. I was in charge of this process that I learned from Bob. He was not the God, but I was my own master. And what I send out, I get back. And that's what I told her. You know what? I had to take a break so that I could come back to that person. Because after I enrolled with different clients, I told her after Bob passed away, or enrolled with different coaches, they all confused me and they all installed different paradigms in me. And I was also a participant because I was there hoping kind of that they were going to be the solution to help me to get to the next level and the next level. But what I discovered with many of these coaches, and I want you also to think about this when you hear someone really selling you into buying a program or just staying in their community. As fast as you can come into that community, if they're doing this with you, installing new paradigms and saying, oh, it's because this and this is wrong, you need to get more organized, you need to get routines, you need to do this and this and this and that. And if you don't get clients, it's because you're not persuasive enough. And you know what? I realized that that is bullshit. That's bullshit for my people that I'm helping. Because the thing is, there's nothing wrong with them or you if you're sitting out there, because that's what I realized when I got into this. There was nothing wrong with me. I just allowed these old stories to play on repeat. And when I discovered I did that, I moved on. But here's the thing, sometimes when you go up, you're also going to go down. That's part of the journey. But you don't need to stay with a mentor forever. And you don't need someone to tell you what to do forever. You need to listen to you. You need to come up with the ideas. And when you feel like you were a bit in a funk, like I told my marketing person, it's okay. It's part of the process because I had been asking myself a couple of questions for months. And then one month, I said to myself, I'm just going to take a break from everything so I can come back stronger, so I can come back as me, 100% stronger. And hey, this is great because when I did that, I asked the question before the call me and this person had yesterday, and suddenly all the answers were all the questions were answered for me. So if you're out there and you're thinking about working with someone, or you have worked with someone and you're like, I've been burned. I paid a lot of money. And then I got to hear a couple of the things that Ingerd is saying here. I'm not going down that line. And I totally know, and I totally get it because I've been burned so many times. I invested so much money. I think the last kind of coach I invested in, it was a bit over 1 year ago. And that person was such a good seller. He had such a good sales funnel. But when I got into the community, there was no support. It was just talking. And if you don't learn how to take action, nothing happens. So what happened to me after a month, I said to myself, you know what? I think this isn't working for me. If people are okay with showing up here and not moving forward and people promising them things that they don't get, I'm all for staying there, but I'm leaving. I'm not paying more. So it's important to listen to yourself when you get that feeling. Even though I had training in not kind of falling for this, I fell for it. And I'm not angry at myself for it because it's part of the process. But some of us get angry because of this, and it's not right. So I just wanted to jump on here and talk about sometimes we get in a funk because we have different experiences with different coaches who sell us things and promise big things. And when we get into their community, there's no help, there's no follow up, there's nothing like, hey, here's what's next. And then maybe when you're in that community, they install new paradigms or new habitual behavior that you don't have, or beliefs that you don't really have anymore, but you install them again because you're like, well, he's saying this, so it must be true. And that's how powerful words are. But I want you to know that you don't need a coach for a lifetime. That's how I work with my clients. And I think it's so beautiful to see them move on and think for themselves. And I would say all the clients I've had, they can teach this material themselves because they know it. They've been through it, they lived it. So I just wanted again to share this story because I get it. If you're like, that's a scam, that's not working, I'm not going down that road again. I get it. I get it. And I think the more we are open and we're talking about this, it's okay. And if you feel low energy one day, it's okay. It's part of the process. If you kind of get angry, it's part of the process. Is nothing wrong with you. You don't have to control yourself. You just live through it and find your way how you want to balance it. But don't make anyone, how can I say this? Don't make anyone make you feel bad because you're going through your own path. So that's what I want to share with you on Friday. And I see you soon. It's all about the truth. So have a beautiful day. If I can get out of here, there, and stream.